What's up, everyone? Just getting on Campionato TV here. I had some stuff I wanted to talk about. I posted about it earlier. I saw Fabrizio Romano. He said that the Italian Football Federation said that if any Serie A club signed up for the Super League, that they'd be banned. They'd be excluded from Serie A for the 24-25 season. Um, and I was just coming on to talk about that. Um, you know, I'm not surprised the city said that. I mean, I see some people, they're up and like they're talking badly about the city, this and that. But I mean, what did you expect they were gonna say? Oh, you go ahead, take some of the most storied clubs in the world and go to another league, you know, and make your billions and forget about the Serie A. You know what I mean? And because if these let's say, for example, who knows, say Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Napoli, Roma, you know Lazio, Fiorentina, I think it's in Napoli, you know Atalanta, all these, top, clubs, and well, they're all top clubs because they're in the A division. But anyways, more of these story teams, if they went to the Super League, I mean, that would be a big blow to the Serie A because a lot of people, they have those teams have big fan bases, and a lot of people tune in to watch those teams, and they wouldn't be tuning in. I think if that happened, it would, make the league more of just a national league, in Italy, and not a global, league. And I think that would happen in any country. But I mean, what did people expect the Serie A to say? So it's kind of a tough, crappy situation because I feel like the Serie A, I think I said it a lot of times. I feel like the Serie A, they made their bed, and now they're in this predicament. And everybody will say in the in the 80s, 90s, into the 2000s, Serie A was the elitist football in the world, and not even the Premier League today could compare to it. I mean, they had the best of the best. The unbelievable players. I mean, you don't even freaking see players like this in any league in the world. And they didn't change with the time, and they fell behind. And the Premier League, they blew up their league, and they have a lot more, revenue coming in for clubs. And the Serie A is in the back seat, trying to catch back up, and coupled with the local official issues with building stadiums and all that stuff, it's just a big, it's just so frustrating, So they kind of made their bed, and these teams like Inter and Juventus and all these big clubs, they're it seems like they're slowly dying, and they need to have revenue like these Premier League teams. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm always going to support Italian football. I've always been upset with the Serie A, with the, how, I mean, I don't know all the details, but it seems like, it's like any business. When you're on top, you think you're the best, and you're gonna stay on top forever. No, you got to change. You got to do things differently, because there's somebody out there looking to take you down. And I like the moves the Serie A has done recently, but now this Super League thing, came into the play, and who knows where it's gonna go. But what did anybody think the Serie A was gonna say? Yeah, they're gonna recruit our most storied franchise that we helped build up through the years, and and along with that goes all the revenue, and we'll just start from scratch with these teams that they don't have like that much of an international following as the top clubs. They're great teams, but like for example, Bologna, Torino, Genoa, these teams, Monza, they're very good teams, but they don't have an international following like yet, like Juventus, Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Lazio, Roma, Fiorentina. So that's my 2 cents. I mean, I could do without the Super League. I don't, I told you, I don't need the Super League, but the Serie A, Italian Federation, the Italian government, they really need to get their stuff together more so now with, continuing, the renaissance of Italian football. Let's help fix the infrastructure. Let's help, get our teams as much revenue and get back to the top. Because teams leagues like La Liga and Serie A and these other leagues, they're pissed off because they're not getting as much revenue as the Premier League teams, and they want these are businesses at the end of the day, and they deserve they should be able to make money and make their business decisions and not be handcuffed. But the associated leagues, they gotta help out. I think the Serie A that this league could go. I mean, we're like second or third in the world right now, but this league could go back to number one in 10 years. I think if the right moves are made. I mean, we have great clubs and great fan bases, and we just gotta continue with the Renaissance and and the government and the Italian Football Federation and Serie A, they need to all work together and realize that this affects the whole, like a large, this is a big effect on the country. I mean, at the end of the day, Serie A is a business, and if they're not making that much money, then there's not going to be any revenue for there's going to be less revenue coming into the country. So it's a business, and that's one thing that the Italians, that not all of them, I'll never say all, but it seems like nobody understands. You're hurting yourself. If the Serie A is not successful in making money, that's not bringing money into the country and into your government. So anyways, I don't know all the details, but this is what I've been seeing from 30,000 foot view for the past, I don't know, 23 years. I remember sitting at my computer in 2000 hearing about these Manchester United with Cristiano Ronaldo and all these guys, and we did nothing. So the Super League, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but wake up, FIGC, wake up even more, Serie A, and let's fix this thing. Let's continue to fix this thing, and so that's my 2 cents on this. This comment by the Italian Football Federation. But in the information I'm reading, the source I'm using, gold.com, they say if they do sign with the Super League, they'll be excluded from Serie A for 24-25. Well, I mean, that's only for a season. So, I mean, these teams, they can play next year and see what happens in the Super League and go from there. But I would like to see the Serie A stay as it is. The Premier League stay how it is. La Liga, all the countries have their own leagues, but they need to wake up and get on the same playing field as these premier teams, making all this revenue. This is total horseshit that, West Ham United or Aston Villa makes more money than Juventus or Inter Milan or AC Milan. I mean, what the fuck has West Ham or Aston Villa done? I mean, it's crazy. Even this Manchester City, like 10 years ago, who the hell were they? They were nobodies. I mean, the only teams in England that were anybody internationally was Manchester United and Liverpool. So I would like to see it stay how it is, but the FIGC and the Serie A, they need to keep going, and we need to level this revenue, because even though they do have a significant revenue, advantage over us, we're still beating them and competitive. We still have the best coaches. If we could just get the money up to make these clubs more healthy, and and we will surely dominate world football again. We got to do something. It's too much stuff going on. Like I said, there's the MLS. That's a growing league with a lot of money and investors. There's this Saudi league that they're willing to spend, who knows, 100 million euros a year for, Salah. You need money to make money. So that's why we need to continue doing what we're doing, promoting Serie A around the world. We need to, our teams need to fight tooth and nail in Europe, and the government needs to help, along with the FIGC and Serie A, to improve the infrastructure so that we can get better TV deals and more revenue to the clubs and make stronger foundations. So anyways, let me know if you agree. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. We'll see you guys.